First set of earphones since the Belon 03 that made me really think about how much you can get for how little. This cost $20. That absolutely blows my mind. Ghetto sound demo. Here we go. Big Boy, Kill Jill, Vocaloid intro. And that's it because I don't want to ding this video. That sounds dope. That sounds absolutely fantastic. The ZEX is the best KZ that I've heard to date. In any price bracket of anything that they've released, this is my favorite by far. Everything I listen to sounds dope. Let's stop for just a second because some people are going to be very smart and say, wait a second, he did the NRA and that's the twin and he borderline wrecked that. What's the difference? I don't know, but I'll explain it in just a second, so don't click out here. Pay attention because you'll be missing out on the best $20 you can spend in this hobby. ZEX, one dynamic driver, one magnetostatic. It's the same as NRA, right? Very much the NRA twin. This reviewer assigns less grain, shine, and treble. Great extension. Bass is actually pretty damn good. If you have not purchased NRA, get ZEX. Price, $21. Graph. Nice bass, a little bit extended but very smooth transition. Gain that's not abrupt or it's overly significant. It's not a big peak. It's got three little mountains that are just like the 03, and it's got extension that falls all the way off. It completes everything. What is the difference between the ZEX and the NRA? I'm pretty sure that either one you buy, the money's going to go to the same people. So let's not pretend like they're rivals or something, because they're not. Before I started my channel and before I measured stuff, I used to check Crinical's graph tool. Probably when I first started my channel, because that was where you would check for that. I didn't have my own measuring tool. And I noticed that he would sometimes have sample one, sample two of things that are like $1,000 or $2,000, and I'd check them and I'd be thinking, these don't look the same, because they're not the same. They're not perfectly identical, and when you measure them, the differences will come through. If you make 100 of something or 1,000 of something or 10,000, there's going to be variation unit to unit. My set, the ZEX, graphs with a teeny bit more bass. I did it 3 times than my NRA. The treble is virtually identical. I can't explain why there's a metallic sheen to the NRA and not the ZEX. Again, the money goes to the same people. It doesn't matter which one you pick. But the ZEX is giving me a much smoother, enjoyable... That track I just played is a computer-generated female voice. It's got every chance to be offensive in it. Didn't do it for me. And everything that I listen to in my library... This is a very nice graph, by the way. This is $21. That's a very nice graph. This sounds really good. Would like to have gotten it in clear so I could look at the internals, but whatever. I'm going to do this very briefly. I'm going to do a comparison with other ones later down the road. $21, fucking buy it now. The Big Boy, when the Vocaloid at the beginning sounds dope, the bass drop sounds fantastic, and then the bass guitar comes in and it sounds good. The pulls and releases on Masters of Reality sounded clean. Not top of the line, but we're talking $20, and we're talking a pleasurable listen. I thought this nailed that. Acoustic guitars and Can't Find My Way Home, acoustic guitar. Cymbal Strikes by Ginger Baker sounded fucking excellent. Mid-bass evaluation uses Sultan of Swing to see if it's crowding Mark Knopfler too much. There is a sense that they're being squeezed together a little bit, but I found it to be an enjoyable listen. When I'm paying $20, my critical hat is a little bit lighter on my head because if I pay $2,000, I have no room for any bullshit. If I pay $20, I do. I'm not evaluating these. If I'd be lying, and it would be bullshit to imply that I don't have bigger expectations at $2,000 than I do at $20. I'm not finding clear audible fault where you should have caution. I'm using my library to explain it to you. I can't think. Listening to Boston Foreplay, the energy at the beginning of that before it glides into Long Time, it's absolutely out of your head spatial because of the way that they tuned it, because of the magnetostatic driver. It sounds like the fully formed magnetostatic implementation. The ZX is fucking dope. What an awesome set. That's it for this. I got to put this in a comparison with some other KZs. It seems on first listen to just stomp the shit. Every KZ I've listened to has it's got a little bit too much bass, but everything else is okay. It's got some metallic, sheen in the treble, but the bass is great. This is the first set that all across the board, everything sounds great. Again, adjusted to 77 dB. And listening with the NRA, my NRA doesn't sound as good as this set does. It's the same thing. This set just sounds better. And that's it for this. I'll do a comparison video. I don't think you can go wrong for $21. This gets a very strong rep. I did a video last night that I took down for the Legend Evo comparing with other flagships. That had nothing to do with the pressure. Or the 2 people thumbed it down and everybody else liked it and got lots of comments. So there was I didn't get any ding or damage from that. My complaint about the packaging was based on the fact that I received a package that was not complete, and it's not reflecting what you would get if you were to purchase it. So keeping that video up would literally be pushing a false narrative, and to leave it up would be stubborn and ignorant. And the worst parts of this hobby are where that shit happens, where you're just like, fuck, I'm not gonna, it's my channel, I'll do what I want. No, that bitching about that doesn't apply to other people that are gonna get it, and that was a big part of the video. So it comes down. I'll review it again, but I'm not gonna do it with the packaging because that's just not the way that goes. So that's why that's down. It's unlisted, so if you commented on it, you can still see it, but if you didn't, don't worry about it. It's just a rant about packaging. KZ-ZEX, before we leave, one more look. This is the TRN VX Pro, 1 dynamic driver, 8BA, smooth tuning, Harman S treble, cohesive, great extension, can be intense. Imagine a S8F or a S8 Pro that has a DD in the bass instead of BAs. This has lots of energy like that. So if you are a low volume detail freak, proceed. Like you listen at low volume, it's not going to cause a problem for you. Or you're a detail freak, this would be something you might want to consider. It's $89. That needs to be compared with other stuff. The $21 ZEX, very nice way to go into my weekend. A nice positive video. Very pleased with the set that I thought was just going to be an absolute clone of an NRA and would not get a video because that was already done. Why do 2 of the same things? Because this doesn't sound like that. That sounded pretty good with caveats, and this sounds like the best KZ's ever released. I'm using CP100 tips just for the hell of it to share with you. And I'm out.